Start your engines, ladies. Hey everybody, welcome to Diktok, the podcast in which we read and discuss smut recommended by TikTok. I'm Karina.
I'm Killian.
And I'm Emily.
And this week we read Hot Mess by Misha Horne. London Decker is...
London is a buzz.
London Decker is the eponymous hot mess. He's a grown man, former army brat, who just feels like he's just kind of trying to hit the checkpoints of adulthood. And the next one, of course, is buying a house, which he knows nothing about. While touring this house, he sees his very hot neighbor, Eric, mowing his lawn, and he decides that that is a good enough reason to buy a house. But after he does, he just doesn't do anything to be organized or have a good life, a good productive life. What he needs is some discipline. One day, he accidentally receives Eric's mail, and it's a catalog for some male lingerie with a model who just happens to live next door to him, it turns out. Ooh. This model is spanking another man and with a hairbrush, and London thinks, that's what I need. That's what I want. Can they get together and have the... Oh, God. I'm struggling.
The fantasy?
Yeah, the fantasy. Can they get together and have the disciplinary...
Go on.
I don't fucking know,
We're
dude.
workshopping.
We're workshopping here.
Karina will put together a best cut.
I might just leave all that shit in.
No.
It depends on my mood.
London needs a spanking. Will Eric be the one to give it to him? Find out in Hot Mess, a Kinky Neighbors-to-Lovers MM Romance.
Favorite trip? I don't know if this counts as a trope, but we've seen it twice now, so I'm counting it. Male mix-up.
Male mix-up as...
M-A-I-L.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Yes. As reason to bring our characters together.
Yes.
Yes.
I particularly enjoyed it
yeah.
both times we've seen it.
Yeah.
I will read it again. 1, 2, 3, 40 times. This one was mortifying.
Yeah, quite.
God, yeah, I can't really think of any tropes.
Do the kinks count as tropes?
Sure.
Sure. I don't know. It was fun to read the brat kink. They did a little bit of good brat banter.
Yeah, I liked the Neighbors to Lovers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have read... Well, no, I guess I have. But...
It's more often like friends to lovers, but
right,
neighbors
but
to
like,
lovers.
yeah, like maybe they live next door to each other, but like they're primarily friends first. Or
Morbidly
enemies.
Yours
Mhm.
was one. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
read The Architect, but that's another like S&M Neighbors to Lovers. There's a whole like series that she does. I think they all take place in Texas. They're good.
Okay.
Don't remember the author. Sorry.
You would think neighbors to lovers would be really dangerous in Texas, because somebody's gonna shoot you. They're a little too friendly.
One of them's a doctor. One of them's an architect. So these are like highbrow dudes.
Yeah, but they still
They
gonna-
still-
They still
they're
have
all
guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we go in any further, if this book sounds like something you want to read, our podcast is full of spoilers. If you've read Hot Mess, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at diktokthepodcast@gmail.com, or find us on Instagram or TikTok at diktokpod, DIKTOKPOD.
I thought this was delightful.
I did too. However,
I also have howevers.
if it were me in the book, if I had met London, there would not be a book because I would have not been nice about it. This
I just would have
man,
backed away nicely, but backed away.
like, I don't know, man.
There's big I can fix him energy.
Yes.
And I think that that's allowed to exist longer for guys. Because women get it broken out of us real fast.
The, like, needing to be fixed? Or
No, the needing to fix.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, though.
I mean,
Well-
London also needs to be fixed.
Oh, yeah, he's the one that needs to be. Hang on, do you
Yeah.
think Eric does too?
No, I'm
No,
saying,
okay.
like, Eric's the one who I can fix him.
Yes.
But that's,
Okay.
I mean, that's exactly what Eric was looking for.
True.
Yeah.
So that's they're perfect for each other.
Did you guys read the author's comment at the end?
Yeah.
She was like, it was so easy because these two were, like, so ready to find each other. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
They were.
that's cute.
Yeah, they definitely make the perfect match. So, can't complain there.
Oh, but London frustrated the hell out of me. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
Like,
Oh, yeah,
this is
yeah.
not me defending him.
Right, yeah. I was like, this is borderline weaponized incompetence.
I mean, he's got some serious depression,
He
too.
does.
Oh, for
And-
sure, yeah.
And like childhood issues he's working through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you grow up in a military family, I guess.
Mm.
And Eric isn't wrong about a new home testing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would imagine that first-time home ownership is a struggle. But I'm like, damn, just
I also
like...
had a kitchen sink problem. My first night in the house, after the sun went down, we realized there was no overhead lighting.
Oh.
So in the dark with a piping issue.
Yeah, no. That probably felt a little too real.
It was a lot. It was a lot. And I actually went to work the next day and I was like, how do people not in theater do this? Like, because if you haven't had your entire, like, life being like, oh, I don't know how the fuck to fix it. Let me do some research on the internet and figure this shit out.
Mhm.
I don't know how anyone else does this.
Yeah. How did people do this before the internet?
Right? I guess you ask your neighbor.
You just fucking learned it in school because they didn't cut the funding for it yet?
That. And also it was more passed down from fathers, too.
True,
Like,
yeah. Yeah, like, if his dad was such an asshole, like, the least he could have done is teach him any life skills.
Yeah.
His dad seemed pretty hands off.
Like,
Pretty distant.
God, I don't know.
Yeah. It'd be tough to like move into your first house and not have any sort of support system, whether friends or family. Yeah. Although, speaking of, how on God's green earth in this millennium can one person on one income, especially working in a call center, no digs on call center, but how the fuck do you afford a house?
And Esta Economia, dude, that was my first
Yes!
highlight.
In California, right?
In California?
Yeah, like first page.
Close enough to the beach to be a short drive away? Nope.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that's just not plausible.
Like, the first chapter starts with, I'm not saying Eric Jenko is the main reason I bought a house, but since I didn't really have a main reason, maybe he was. It wasn't like I full-on hated apartment living, but I've been playing musical roommates for so long I lived with two guys I barely knew in a town where everyone I did know had moved on or moved up or moved out. Relatable.
Mm.
Was that a good reason to move? Was it a good reason to buy a house? I don't fucking know. I was like, you better come up with a better reason than that in this housing market, damn.
And we don't even have the like, well, family wealth. Nope. It doesn't seem like you got any help from those distant parents.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
He's a programmer?
He's tech support.
Yeah,
at
he
a
does
center.
like it's he talks about it later on. He does like
Yeah, they
small
call
time tech support for like small businesses, but
Like-
multiple businesses.
Yeah, they call in. They
like if they don't have
Yeah.
their own IT department, they call the
God,
that
I can't
company.
Which
imagine
is-
how much that sucks.
Yeah, dude.
hard work and important work, but not buy a house in California in the 2010s to 20s work.
Mhm. Also, the house was on Ocean Avenue, which I don't know if y'all know that Yellow Card song, but
We do.
okay, great.
I mean, I do.
Because I highlighted that and I was like, this was definitely written by someone in their 30s.
It was also stuck in my head for a little while after.
Yeah.
I don't like that song.
No.
I didn't like that song when it came out.
Yeah, it's one of those songs that like I know the title and the artist, and I also know the song, but I never associate the two. Like I always forget that the song that sounds like this is Ocean Avenue. Anyway.
What a weird brain you have.
I know.
So when do we think this book is set? I don't know that it matters all this much. I just like people are getting actual magazines in the mail and buying houses.
2008.
Right before the housing market crash.
I was thinking it had to be like
because
before 2015 for sure.
But he's watching YouTube.
Yeah.
Which has existed since the mid 2000s.
That's true, but I guess it's just
But he's
it wasn't
falling
like
falling asleep streaming it. What did we? How was our internet in 2008?
When did auto plague become a thing?
Yeah.
There's
no mention of cell phones or smartphones.
Oh, I didn't catch
or
that.
social media.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I don't
Aside from
think
YouTube.
social media, but
I feel like they texted or called each other on the.
But I don't know.
think
I
they
read
did.
the 80s thing, Man-Eater.
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah, until they got to the answering machine
You
and you
didn't
didn't leave your phone number. Yeah, we were just like,
oh, right.
at any time. Yeah, but no.
It really just, I think I got a little too stuck on the, how can you afford to buy a house? This can't be recent.
There, we are the age of how
that's
to do
the
that.
real fantasy of this book. Once again, home ownership is the real fantasy the whole time.
London's parents, the only response to him buying a house being like, what took you so long? You could have gotten a better deal if you looked at the neighborhood we told you to.
God.
So real.
Oh, yeah.
So real.
My parents never walked through my house before I bought it because they walked in, went halfway in, and turned around and stood out in the yard.
Ooh.
They hated it so much.
Wow.
Yeah. Mainly my mother.
Yeah, I kind of thought of your parents a little bit reading that. It's like, oh, this
Totally. So I thought the play was totally hot.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering how everyone was going to react. Did anyone have problems with the Big Little stuff?
I mean, okay, this is definitely he's trying to work out his issues.
Yeah.
So I don't want to
Dunk on him
shame
too hard.
his process.
No kink shaming.
No kink shaming, but you can incompetent shame.
I mean, people have the right to fantasize about what they want to fantasize about and enjoy what they enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking more not the Big Little stuff that was clearly in play, like him coming in and the whole setup they have about him getting in trouble for being out too late or whatever.
Yeah.
But more of the when he sets the oven mitt on fire.
Oh.
And then he gets a real punishment for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
That
the
was
real punishment was.
I was like, this is not sexy.
Different kind of spanking.
I guess it wasn't meant to be.
Right.
Maybe that was just meant to show how well matched they are, both inside and outside the bedroom, because London both wanted it and Eric wanted to do it.
Yep.
And it worked for both of them, even though it wasn't a sex thing.
And he could have called it because there was one point that Eric did a check-in.
Yeah. I guess I just the concept of an adult disciplining another adult.
Yeah, no.
Is just kind of
Yeah.
It's not what I'm looking for in my
you're
life.
an adult.
I think that it was a little bit more comfortable because it was two men. I'm not a gender essentialist, but can you imagine how this conversation would be going right now if that had been a woman?
Right.
Specifically a late teenage virgin, because they always are.
Yeah.
Right. One with, I hate to say it, but daddy issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whenever I say daddy issues, I do not mean it to dunk on the woman usually who has it.
We're going to talk about some daddy issues.
I am totally dunking
worry.
on the father who caused those issues.
Well, I mean, and you can dunk on the author who created all of this too.
Right.
I mean, I guess, yeah, but...
These are works of fantasy, so we can be critical of...
True, but yeah, any opportunity I have to dunk on a useless father,
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
I appreciated not the what's a dumb? What's a
Oh,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
I always
yeah.
appreciate that not being there, but I do kind of feel like it was handed out, bless you, for like, we have to talk about how hard this is for me to be into spanking for an excessive amount of time. Like, I got a little bit bogged down in that.
This was like one long, extended 300-page therapy session.
A little bit. With some hot play.
With some, but like,
my therapy sessions
90%
don't
therapy,
have...
10% hot play.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do actually like how they discussed that Eric felt guilty for having that desire.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's kind of how I feel sometimes about BDSM. It's like, okay, from the sub side, I can kind of get, like, you know, wanting to let go of the control, you know, wanting some of that, or even if you're, like, you know, trying to work through trauma or things like that. But then, like, on the flip side, it's like, why, and this is not in this book, but, like, for example, you know, why would you feel the desire to, like, do, you know, rape play or something like that, and then be the role of the rapist, even if it is quote unquote like consensual, pretend, whatever, like, what, like, how do you
I have
get to that point,
only
I guess?
personal insight.
Mm-hmm.
Rape play is not my thing, but I've played a dom plenty of times. And when you come to maturity in your morality, that you realize that you do like to watch boys suffer, then you have to, like, funnel that into a consensual way.
Right, okay.
And that works really well for me.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
will say most male doms that I have personally met probably don't analyze it.
No. And
Therein lies the problem.
Right, yes, therein
Yeah.
lies the problem. Like, again, there's that gender, you know,
it's a difference.
it's a power balance,
Yeah.
you know, and it does feel different if it's like a female dom and a male sub than vice versa in that kind of scenario, because, like, that is not a common dynamic in the quote-unquote real world.
Well, it's certainly not common in the books we read.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Also, like, statistically, we're just not seeing, like,
Yeah.
woman on man rape.
Yeah.
Or, like, woman on man violence to the degree that,
Yeah.
like, most female on male violence is from self-defense.
Yeah.
Against said male. So, like, it's a little different.
Well, isn't it like murders committed by women make up 1% of intimate partner violence or something like that? No, 1/10. 1/10.
It's much lower.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. It's almost negligible, maybe. Anyway, but yeah, so but I did like that, you know, he has had the, like,
Yeah.
I need to look at myself and, you know, why do I have this desire? And luckily, you know, he found someone who wants to receive that on the other end. So
And my complaint is certainly not that the conversation that happened. I liked the conversation that happened. I just thought it went on a little too long.
Agreed.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. But also, I guess, better that they have that than, like, just jump right into it.
Well, honestly, I much prefer it to, like, what's a dom?
Oh, yeah,
What's
yeah.
role play?
Right. It was, like, kind of in the middle of, like...
Papa never let us out into the world.
Papa banned mirrors from the home, so I did not know that I was beautiful. You're the first person to tell me.
Can I also just say the scene of Eric finding the magazine, I wanted to die.
I know.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It was great. I was
Yeah.
like, no.
Such, like, I think I physically curled up
I
a bit
know.
reading it, like, oh god.
Whenever my notes reduce themselves to just like, you know it's good.
Yep. So the scene is, or the scenario
Yes.
is, London opens his mailbox, and there's this glossy black magazine. what is it? I don't know. He flips through a little bit. Oh,
He
my
thinks it's a car magazine at first.
Right? Because it's addressed to his neighbor.
And because he's
Eric
fucking
Jenko.
stupid.
What a fucking himbo, though.
Yeah. The very definition of himbo. So he glances through it. Oh my God, there's sexy men in lingerie in this. So of course he takes it inside and like jerks off to it for a month.
Right, because that's been his secret,
Yes.
deepest, darkest secret fantasy forever.
And discovers that the last page is his hot neighbor modeling, holding a paddle and getting ready to
hairbrush.
spank somebody. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's so hot. So of course he can never return it to Eric, and now
Right, the pages are all sticky.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so sticky. He's fallen asleep on top of this thing.
Also, there's
Times.
creases. You can see which
What it-
pages he looks
His
at.
favorite pages.
I was like, that is a thick catalog.
He broke the back of it.
Yeah, he broke that
Mhm.
spine. Mm.
I mean,
Threw
not
its
the only
back
back
out.
that got broken.
God.
So yes, that is the magazine question.
Oh, so then he's trying. There's no way to stay in his house. He can't figure out what's wrong. And then he's like, maybe I need to open the vents. So he climbs up on the counter, which like we're not gonna monkey counter shame.
No.
No,
They do.
We've all done it.
Yeah, Eric does in the book, but I am personally opposed to it as someone who is 5'2".
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
But this idiot falls backwards, breaks off the faucet of his sink, and water starts spewing everywhere. So he goes to his handyman neighbor, featured in said magazine.
Mm.
And as they're trying to fix his flooding kitchen and sink, the magazine falls on the ground. And Eric walks over and is like, have you been stealing my mail? And then starts quizzing him, like, what's your favorite picture? Oh, I see you've looked at this one a lot. Oh, what's in this package? These new panties he just ordered from this catalog.
Yep. And like
Rip
as
me.
he's looking on the website, I think. All I meant to do was go to the website to see if there were any more pictures, any more Eric Jenkos dressed like police officers or firemen or priests, and I wrote, okay, that's it, I'm kink shaming.
He's got a list.
A-cab, dude, come on, London.
He just likes
Cops
men
are
in
not
uniform.
hot.
Why not the UPS uniforms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only men in blue I support is the USPS.
And blue collar.
They get to wear shorts.
They should wear thoughty shorts.
I actually posted to our Instagram a picture of a guy in the UPS uniform, the shorts, changing a tire in the snow. I was like, God, the commitment to the look.
Mm.
UPS serving cunt even in the snow. You pretend that's you when you look at this picture?
Oh.
Maybe. Yeah, and they were like pink silk panties with some lace and like tied together by ribbons.
Yeah.
Real tight on the butt.
He ruined them things immediately.
Well, I
okay,
mean,
okay, actually, that's what made me mad. Is like, okay, so like, yeah, he wore them, he came in them, and then that's it? Like, you can't wash them?
Okay,
Like,
so-
he was like, oh no,
He
I
did
ruined-
eventually.
Did he?
I think so.
I didn't, we never saw them again, I don't think. Maybe,
Okay,
Yes.
I have a little bit of insight to this.
okay, can you wash silk? Can you wash
Yes.
cum out of silk?
Yes.
Okay.
However,
He doesn't
You
know how
have
to
to be
work
able
a
to.
washing machine.
most guys don't. And
Dude.
refuse to learn. Guys, the two guys who listen to this podcast,
Derek.
the three guys. No, Derek knows how to do a delicate setting. There's a big old thing on the front of your washing machine, and you just turn it. It literally says delicate, and then you wash it like regular.
Wash your panties, men, on the delicates.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Wash your panties on the delicates.
Wash
I
your
know.
panties on the delicates.
Anyway.
oh my god.
I assumed he would have headphones on or something.
I know, but he's learning lines, so he doesn't. Right, it's easy. It's easy. You don't have to.
I mean, this is the same man.
They've got a
who-
whole code on the back of the label, and all I have to do is like Google laundry chart. Oh, it says use this setting.
Yeah.
Oh, it exactly matches this on the washing machine.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
usually they write it out too. Like,
Right.
you don't even have to look at the like it'll say machine wash cold.
Tumble
Tumble dry
low.
low.
Hand wash only. That means do it on delicate setting.
Yeah.
Like hand wash it.
Dry clean only, that means don't wash
Don't
it
wash
ever.
it ever.
Yeah, I mean, this is the man that said, wait, was I supposed to pay for water like 2 months into living there?
He wouldn't have running water in his house if he hadn't set it up.
I just wrote, imagine being this fucking stupid. Like, you're 28 and you've never had to pay for water before?
Yeah.
Like, in anywhere that
That's
you
one of
Yeah,
those things
right?
that, like, your realtor doesn't let you buy the house without telling you what
Yeah,
company
yeah.
to call to set it up.
Yeah, your realtor usually has like a list that they
Mhm.
email you of recommended. Yeah.
We have no evidence that London knows how to use email.
Only YouTube.
Even though tech is his job.
Right. But the only thing he knows how to do on a computer is watch Fix-It Mike YouTube videos. God.
You know, just because he works for IT doesn't mean it's computers. Like the way that we think of computers.
That's true.
I was just thinking of like, I have to call Lightboard tech support sometimes.
That's true.
And like,
Yeah.
if that person doesn't know how to work Macs,
Yeah.
it does not affect their job in the slightest.
I feel
Yeah.
like maybe he would just be, like, his main advice would just be turn it off and turn it back on.
Yeah.
And luckily, that works a lot of the time, so he's
Awesome.
good.
If he can walk someone through printing a PDF,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people are fucking stupid.
I mean,
He's
there's
even
a quote-
stupider than he is.
There's a quote in here about how he just did this job and the job didn't get any harder, but he kept getting paid more.
that's so
That's
fucking infuriating.
The real fantasy.
That's so infuriating.
Yeah. I had to put the book down a little bit
Yeah.
after that.
God.
Might not have come back to it if we hadn't had to read it for this.
My job description is, I think, 2 paragraphs, and I made a list of all the things that I do, and it's over 2 pages.
God. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, yes. Speaking of his job, they're talking to each other, and one of them says, having a job where you're at least kind of selfless is a good thing, I think. It's important even if the job isn't important, because it's important to somebody, you know? It's all connected. And my thought was, this is how capitalism wins! No! Having a job is not about being selfless. It's about doing the work and getting a paycheck and then living your life.
In a selfless manner. The
Yes.
life should be the selfless part.
Yes.
The job should be supporting the hobbies.
Yes. The infuriating thing is that's taken from not capitalism, right? Like, that's the philosophy of community support
Yeah.
applied to... Well, I will say that Eric is at least, in his job that pays him, doing necessary community work.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Yeah.
community
I really liked him bringing out the water for the birds, that really ugly
Yeah.
bird bath. I was like,
That really ugly, heavy ass
Yeah.
brass or whatever it was.
But yeah, he like flips old condemned houses. And that is good necessary work.
I really liked, his philosophy on it. Like, you know, just the fixer-upper. He loves a fixer-upper.
Mm-hmm. Boy howdy.
Boy,
Yeah.
howdy does he.
that's his bag. He was sleeping on a bed without sheets.
Jesus Christ!
They fucked on the bed without sheets. Must have gotten so dirty. And then he just put clean sheets on top of
He
it.
did.
Yeah. Finally!
Get out your little green, son.
Dude!
Couldn't do it.
Somebody get this man a bed frame, please!
I needed there to be a scene showing him cleaning that mattress. And I did not get it.
Well, look, we saw him try to cook eggs and bacon, so like maybe it's for the best.
Dude.
He would have somehow destroyed the house.
He was just like, a pot's the same as a pan, right? I can just cook eggs and bacon together in a pot, right? God.
Kind of can, but you should be really
But not-
fucking sure before
Yeah.
you go into doing that.
Yeah, maybe find the spatula you're gonna need
Yeah, God.
before you put
Uh-huh.
it on the heat.
Yeah, that's
God.
a good recommendation, Killian. I'll do that next time.
Yeah, well, then your houses will stop burning down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that-
Emily's on her 5th house
Oh,
right
shit.
now.
In this economy?
All that teacher money.
Yeah.
All that public education money.
Mm-mm.
Insurance companies hate her. This local woman burns her houses down from cooking.
Once every year and a half.
So, were there any actual, like, in detail fucking scenes? Because, like, I know they did had fucked.
They did have sex.
There were 2 fuckinations.
One
But, like-
on the bare mattress.
Right. Well, okay, but, like, it seemed like it was, you know, mostly the spanking discipline.
That was where the
That was where the
bulk of
detail
the focus was.
Yeah. And then it was like, and then he fucked me, and that's like kind of it. Like, so like I know that they did fuck. I just wish that it had gone into a little more detail.
There was some.
Can anyone
more
read
dick sucking? I don't even know if I highlighted it.
Most of my quotes are like, God, this is therapy. I don't think I highlighted the super raunchy bits.
Ladies, this is dick talk.
I know.
I know. There were also some good one-liners. Excuse the fuck out of me.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'm very close.
Aren't we all?
Oh no, there's another spanking. Never mind.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the meat of it, so to speak, is just like the disciplinary stuff.
But even more than that was just the talking about kink.
right.
And about how they both came around to the feelings they have the way they are.
There's a part where he says, I was beautiful and bad, and I needed to be punished for them both. And I just wrote, I'm fascinated by the psychology behind this.
It must be more novel if you're a dude, right?
Yeah, I guess. Must be nice.
Okay. There's some anal fingering here.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. The pressure of his fingertip against my hole increased. Not just a kiss anymore, but a promise.
Ooh.
He stroked the soft skin at the back of my balls, sending tingles all the way down to my calves, making me ache to stretch and push my overworked muscles burn up all my pent-up energy until I was exhausted and all I could do was surrender.
Okay.
There was some shower blowjobs.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how gross his shower must be, though. He's probably got, like, one almost empty bottle of 3-in-1
No,
shampoo.
because he's very vain. I think he's got an
that's
entire
true.
rack of
He
hair
likes
products.
pretty
and-
things.
That's
yeah,
true.
that's
He
all he's
is-
unpacked.
Okay,
Mhm.
he is pretty vain. Okay, that's fair. My body was collapsing in on itself like an imploding building, and I just wrote engineering disasters on Discovery Channel. I couldn't keep falling apart like this over someone being nice to me. Oh, baby girl. Oh, baby girl.
Do we think that London is autistic?
Yes. Yes, I do
Yeah.
think that. I have it highlighted somewhere when I was like, okay, confirmed. Yes, in chapter 21, where he says, eye contact wasn't my favorite thing. And I said, okay, I'm calling it. He's got the tism.
I thought
I think
when
they
he
both-
started organizing the doorknobs, that's what I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Oh
his,
dang, Karina, just play us off.
yeah, bye.
No.
Yeah, having to have everything in order, in a straight line, in a, rainbow color coordinated
Well, that's
way.
might have been part of why he had such trouble unpacking, because if he couldn't do it perfectly and get everything right where he wanted it to be, that probably was a pretty big barrier to getting started at all.
Unfortunately, I get it. So, like, I do definitely understand the difficulty of just getting it started and, the, not wanting to do it if it's not going to be perfect. However, I also know how to cook an egg. So,
Humble brag much.
yeah. So, I am at least one step above this man.
How many houses have you set on fire?
0. That's the fucking point, dude.
Okay. What did I miss about the pajama pants?
I didn't get the reference either.
Okay.
Okay, yes. His quick glance down at my cartoon frog pajama pants, printed all over with ribbit good, was almost imperceptible. Like whip it good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking like ribbed condoms. That's where my brain went.
I was thinking like it's a frog, not a pineapple. Like I'm like, I don't think frog is a thing.
Yeah. Okay, swingers have now adopted the frog as their symbol.
Right?
That's better than a lot of other communities that have adopted it.
They culturally appropriate it from the non-binary population. I was a guy who clearly had fucking daddy issues and got cringingly charmed by men offering to teach me things, even though I was basically the worst student of all time. I hated looking stupid, hated people looking over my shoulder, got agitated and anxious, and sprouted over-the-top attitude whenever somebody tried to explain something to me. So, sort that out. Girl, I'm trying.
Yeah, I read a whole book about it.
And I'm trying in my life, first of all.
Oh.
Like, well, that too. Like, I'm not completely incompetent, but I need to learn things for sure. But I also hate when people try to tell me what to do. So,
yeah. That's like a quote from this book.
yeah. It's literally the one I just read.
I was looking for a very raunchy bit, so I'm sorry I was not listening to your quote.
Oh, okay. You and just reading about dicks, I guess.
I was too focused on the dicks. I'm trying to find the like jizz on the mattress. Which is why am I doing that to myself?
Yeah, and God, there's just so many times when it was like, you know, he doesn't have sheets on the bed, his AC's not working, so he's like, oh, it's so hot.
I wouldn't have wanted to fuck in that house.
And I was like, God, if only there was like somewhere right next door where the AC did work and it did have sheets and there was food in the fridge.
And it's really idyllic.
If only.
Right, yeah.
If only.
You're not surrounded by boxes, packing boxes. Like, dude.
Oh, dude, he actually says, unless I was suddenly going to learn how to use the delicate cycle on my washing machine, which I was not.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, yes. So there are so many things that like...
There's a solution to your problem and you just refuse
and he knows it, and he still doesn't do it.
Yep.
And it's not like we're asking you to like wash your fucking pink silk panties against a rock in the river, dude. Just put it in a fucking machine. Yep. It does it for you.
And it's not like it's a weird thing. And I've heard this a couple of times, but like learning how to use the settings. There's no learning. You press the button or you do the dial. Like there's no learning curve.
Right?
Yeah.
God.
And it makes me even more mad that like a man probably designed this because men design things.
Yes. This is what happens when you cut out home ec / family and consumer sciences out of the goddamn curriculum. You have men who don't know how to make an egg, don't know how to fucking...
Isn't anybody like, what does this do? Right? Like,
yeah, no.
Everything I see, I want to push. Every button I see, I want to push.
He doesn't know how to wash his towels.
What?
Oh, and he just like left them on the floor.
After his kitchen flooded, and like when he set the fire, he was like, "Oh, good thing there's a fucking soaking wet 3-day-old towel on the floor that I never cleaned up."
Yeah,
it was a couple days. It was.
I was like, can you imagine
1 to 2 days.
mildew?
Yes,
with the smoke
I
going.
can also imagine. So I have to wonder. This is the first time he's lived alone in his own house.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck was he doing for the last 10 years?
Not setting up water.
Shitty roommate.
Yeah. Like, was one of his roommates doing his laundry?
Maybe.
Well, he just didn't know how to do the delicate cycle.
It's literally the same, just a different setting that is labeled on the machine.
We know.
This man, we know. Yeah. Because we've been doing our laundry since we were teenagers, probably, or younger.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens when you don't make your son do their laundry.
Yep.
Period.
Which is weird because he was in
the military,
brat.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yes. Like literally.
Yeah.
That is what got me. Is like, how do you live with a military parent and you don't know how to do shit? And you have zero sense of discipline.
I mean, he says, like, I know how to make a bed so that you could bounce a quarter off of it. He's just
Now he doesn't have to, so it's the freedom, I
choosing
guess.
not
But like,
to.
just make it in a normal way. Put sheets on your bed. You're disgusting. I would have been so mean if I met this man.
Yep.
Like, we maybe would have like started flirting a little bit and being like, okay, and then I would have gotten to his house, and then we would have gotten to the bedroom, and I would be like, I'm not fucking on that. Bare mattresses.
Yeah.
He be my GBs so bad.
You gotta have standards.
I mean,
Yes.
just put a mattress protector on it.
Yes.
The bare minimum.
Yes. Something. But no. If it is a bare mattress, like doesn't even have a mattress protector on
I'm
it.
not touching
I'm
it.
not fucking touching it.
No.
It might as well have had a dead body on it. I'm not touching it.
Yeah, maybe it did. We don't know.
Maybe it did. I don't know.
It's probably got all his night sweat.
Yes,
and jizz on it.
I know.
Yep.
His fucking skin
Sorry.
cells.
Okay.
So many.
Disgusting.
Yep.
And you know what? This also goes out to all the people who think that you don't need a top sheet.
You need a top sheet.
You need a top sheet because otherwise, that's the one. Okay, so the fitted sheet is like
Oh,
on the
yeah,
mattress.
okay,
The top
gotcha.
sheet is under the comforter.
Mhm.
Okay.
You
Thank
need
you.
a top sheet so that your fucking oils and shit don't get on the comforter. You don't want to be washing the comforter every time.
Right?
Wash the top sheet.
There was a period of my life, teenage years,
Okay, well you're a teenager. That's
Yeah,
fine.
and I just wash the comforter a lot.
Yeah.
It is a solution.
Yeah.
If it fits in the washing machine, I guess fine.
Yeah,
But like,
true. That was a problem when I went to
That's-
college. I'd be like, "What do you mean?"
yeah, nah.
Because when you have roommates and rented apartments, it's learning stage,
Sure,
which
that
apparently
is. But-
our little guy London didn't go through somehow.
He's 28 years old. I just.
Yeah, he's a very young 28. He's like
Yeah.
a 16-year-old 28.
He's a himbo 28.
God.
And he wants to play that he's like a mid-teenager, so maybe he is kind of stuck there.
Yeah, I think he has some arrested development, so to speak.
Perhaps. A little bit. So I found some raunchy sex scenes. It's
Okay,
just like,
please, yes.
there's nothing like concise and juicy to read. I'd have to read like 4 pages to
Yeah,
get it.
yeah.
I was running into that too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can give you a quote that's
Yeah.
like one of the nice things, the nice praise kink things that Eric says to him. Take everything you need. Come for me. I've got you. Show me how pretty you are when you come. That really gets London going.
Mm-hmm.
His dirty talk was good.
Oh, yeah, the
was,
dirty
yeah.
talk was really good.
Yeah.
And, he loves to be called pretty, which
Yeah.
I get it. Reading this, once again, it's like, do I have a praise kink? Maybe. Or maybe I just like when people compliment how I'm doing.
Yeah. It's just
I think
nice when
that's
people are nice.
Normal.
A praise kink.
Oh, okay. Well, fine.
If you need that in bed.
Yeah.
Or like
not,
that
not in bed, no.
Oh.
Just like,
In life.
at my job or
then
whatever.
that's fine.
Yeah.
You want your coworkers to be like, Killian, you're so pretty today. Show me how pretty you are when you type in the computer.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's mostly women, so, it's like all women in that office. So, like, whatever. That would be.
There's nobody close enough at work. Right?
No.
Because that would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Ratings.
Oh, are we already done? Hang on, man.
Well, oh.
I have
You
a
got
lot
more
of-
to say?
I don't know. I have a lot of notes.
I actually thought you guys were annoyed the whole time. Clearly, I thought it was cute.
I thought it was cute too.
It definitely had its cute and sweet, nice moments and hot moments too.
Mhm.
I think it's hilarious that the stuff that we were put off most by wasn't the kink.
Nope. It was all like,
We're not kink shaming. We're
bending
everything
out.
else shaming.
Yeah, I'm man shaming. I'm person shaming.
Okay, I have one last quote that just kind of sums up the whole book and London's state of mind. But what were you supposed to take to dinner at your neighbor's house after he'd fixed your sink and spanked you and listened to you whine and you were probably already in love with him even though you'd technically only hung out for like a day? Legit question.
Apparently, some really shitty
Orange chocolate
yeah,
beer.
orange chocolate beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
malt drink is where I was going.
Doubt. Yeah, yes. Orange malted. Blech.
It's not what I reach for in the Kroger beers cooler.
Oh, dude, at one point, they're like at his house, and I think it was when he was trying to make breakfast, or like he had brought, Eric had brought donuts over after the disaster.
Yeah.
And Eric is like, where the fuck do you keep your coffee? I laughed and then groaned, remembering shoving my coffee maker into a box of vaguely kitchenish items at the last minute. Absolutely, positively, maybe with coffee grounds still in it. Seriously, what the fuck was wrong with me? Ugh,
Yeah.
Imagine the mold! Disgusting!
Yeah.
If you read the comments people left on porn sites, and who didn't, right?
Who does?
Don't ever do that.
Why do that to yourself?
I mean,
Although
sometimes they're very funny.
Yeah, do you remember the period of people putting Pornhub comments onto like stock work photos?
Yes.
That's so fucking funny.
Yes.
But I'm gonna let other people sort through that because I do not want to read their comments on porn sites.
Yeah, okay, I have the part highlighted with like the serious punishment after catching everything on fire. This is a wake-up call, and it's not going to feel good, but a blistered bottom is nothing compared to real blisters. You could have really hurt yourself, and that's not acceptable. When you sit down the next couple of days, all you're going to be thinking about is how careful you're going to be in the kitchen from now on, because I don't want a repeat of these kitchen disasters ever again, understand? And he's like, about to cry. Maybe he did. He probably did cry. He cried a few times.
Yeah, they both cried on that one.
That's true. And there was definitely like a joke where London was like, is this what they mean when they say this hurts me more than it hurts you? And I was like, let's get into this a little bit. Like,
Oh, I hate that quote.
yeah. Like, that's, I feel like, there's a hee, we're gonna discipline you, you've been such a bad boy. And then there's like, you deserve this, and I'm doing this for your own good, and it hurts me more than it hurts you. And I'm like, that sounds a little too.
There's tiptoeing up to the line. Yeah.
Yeah. Which.
And yet it works for London.
Yeah, good for them. They, like I said, they are perfect for each other.
They are.
It's also a little bit like dictatory,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which the nuclear family is like.
Of course.
The
Yeah.
structure in America is
Mhm,
patriarchal.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
I have one last gripe about this book.
Yes.
So, Eric takes London to the warehouse where, like, they store a bunch of things from gutted houses. It's like old, various house counters and whatnot. And they come across the desk from the photo shoot. And they don't fuck on it. What the hell?
Come on, Misha. Give us
Missed
desk
opportunity
fucking.
of the whole book.
Like, that's literally his number one fantasy,
Yeah.
and they didn't do it.
Yes.
Yeah, that.
Maybe my biggest problem with the whole book.
I agree. Like, if you're gonna have a beautiful mahogany desk that
And a
is
guy
such a big part of the fantasy.
A guy who thinks furniture is hot, and a guy who restores old shit and has a
Hello?
warehouse of furniture. Like,
Hello, it's right there.
it's perfect.
Yeah. London has been jerking off to this desk
Mhm.
for a month now. Come on.
Come on the desk. My eyes started twitching. Just now. Not while I was reading it, but just now, yelling about it. Oh my god, yeah, I have highlighted, who knew sheets came with pillowcases?
Oh my God, oh my
Literally
God.
everyone.
Oh my god.
You fucking idiot.
Okay, so if you don't like dumb men, this is not the book for you.
I simply do not tolerate them anymore.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Reading.
Yes, I'm ready now.
All right, yeah. You shut up.
I gave this one hell of a bratwurst. One hell of a bratwurst.
Oh, because brat. Okay.
Because brat.
I was like, when the fuck were there bratwursts in this book?
I mean, there were dicks.
I guess.
No, there were.
No, yeah.
You don't have to guess about it.
No, I know, but
They were there.
we just didn't necessarily get the details of them in asses.
Was there a dick vein?
There just was a little bit. Oh, we didn't hear about.
We didn't hear about dick
The
pics.
specifics
What's the
of
ball
dicks.
situation? Yeah, we could have had a little more graphic detail.
Probably one dick and 2 balls is going to be my guess.
Statistically
We don't know.
likely.
We don't know.
we read
This could
enough
be-
books that's not the case.
This could
so-
be an alien situation. We would never know.
His parents called him London because they really wanted everyone to know he's from Earth. He's from Earth. Yeah. Definitely from Earth.
Also, like him being conceived in London and everyone assuming that when he says that my parents like to travel, I was like, that would not be my assumption.
No,
Not me. I would be like, oh, cool.
cool name.
Yeah. Were you born there?
Yeah.
Okay, I was torn between 2 ratings
Give us
that are
both.
both mediocre. My first one is in this housing market. My second one is Decker damn near killed her. That's his last name, Decker.
I said, the mortifying ordeal of being seen in frilly pink panties.
Yeah, that's a good. Accurate.
Okay.
Fun.
Yes.
Helpful to this man if